Okay, I think it's working. Gonna share it to the Facebook, because I think that's how this works. I don't know how to use technology. Sharing it to the Facebook. Sorry if there's someone there watching. I'm just typing and then I'll switch tabs. Hoping this works. Yeet. Cool. So, hello. If I don't know how to tell if anyone is watching. So I assume at least Shelby's here. So I can make sure I'm doing this right and someone can maybe like post in the chat. That would be great. Oh wow, Shelby sees and hears me. Hi Shelby. Cool. So I think if I'm reading this correctly, we have at least 3 people here. So that's rad. So before we start talking about Build a Band, because I know you're all super excited to hear about Build a Band, or else why would you be here? Just remember to put your name and your chapter in the chat and ask me questions and comments and things like that, because this is going to be pretty loosely structured. I'm just going to go through Build a Band, answer your questions. Pretty much anything you want to ask, just go ahead and ask it. Hi, Nate. So if you don't know where to find Build a Band, it is in the email that was sent out over the listserv today. There's a link to it. It is on the NCD resources site, and it is under district and national programming. So please pull that up if you can. Otherwise, I mean, I'm going to basically be reading it. So, So let's get started. Let's build that band. Cool. So a basic overview of Build a Band is that it is our district incentive program. We want to make sure that we are recognizing you and your chapters for the work that you're doing. And we want to make sure that you have ideas and you have things that can really help you focus what your chapters are doing. So really, this is both recognition and kind of guidance. Basically, for each chapter to complete their band, you need to earn a certain number of members by participating in activities associated with each section. Each section is themed around a different kind of project or type of thing that we want chapters to focus on, essentially. While we ask that chapters finish the minimum requirements, you are highly encouraged to go above and beyond and earn as many band members as you can. And as always, I mean, right now is a really good time to ask questions, but you can always reach me via email, Facebook message, carrier pigeon, smoke signal, what have you. So our first section is auxiliary. Hi, Amane. In order to earn auxiliary members, you participate in Focus on 5. We love to focus on 5. In case you somehow have missed what Focus on 5 is, Focus on 5 is a district campaign in order to help chapters participate in national programming. So the red stripe, congratulations, almost every chapter got it, and it's too late to get it now because it was due October 15th. But that was the Like a Boss stripe, that was participating in the hazing prevention video, submitting your chapter budget, and Constitution, getting your Focus on 5 liaison into the Facebook group. If you don't know what's going on with Focus on 5 in your chapter, talk to your liaison. Your liaison knows what's going on. And if your liaison doesn't know what's going on, they should probably ask me. Your white stripe is CODA. That is the national program focused on elder care and bringing music into those settings for folks that are in end-of-life care or just general elder care. It can be with a community center, it can be with a religious group, it can be at a nursing home, any place that kind of provides programming for elderly people. There's a lot of information about all of the national programs, including CODA, on the national website under the resource guide. I highly recommend that. I have already sent that out to all of your VPSPs or equivalents. So if you need that, please feel free to contact me. It is on the national website. So really, really great resource for both CODA, Women in Music speaker. We love a Women in Music speaker. That's your blue stripe. That is a Women in Music speaker reception. And of course, all of these have to be posted onto the Focus on 5 Facebook group by your liaison. Then, of course, there is Crescendo. That is our youth programming. That is things like Girl Scout days or playing with a high school pep band, things like that. Again, that needs to be posted onto the Focus on 5 Facebook page. That should be something your liaison is keeping on top of. Those are all due June 1st. So even though those are due after district convention, in order to get your Build-A-Band pieces, you need to have those done before district convention. You can still complete Focus on 5, even if you don't finish your auxiliary, but generally it's best to have these done. Reminder that district convention is the first weekend in April in Bowling Green, Ohio. It's gonna be lit. Yeet. So then you have your black stripe. Sorry, I'm reading off my phone, that's why I'm gesturing. So for your black stripe, that is submitting either 2 4th grader bands nominations or 1 baton award nomination. Now, 4th grader bands is a national award awarded to people in your band program who are not brothers and sisters, who have demonstrated outstanding ability, leadership, things like that, without even being a brother or sister. Nate, I know what chapter you're from. I appreciate the enthusiasm. But so, reminder for those who haven't joined us or who joined us earlier or joined us later, I know words. Please put your name and chapter in the chat so I know who's here, because I just see the number 7. And oh, hi Tristan, yeet. See, you're all doing great. So 4th grader bands, it is an award for someone who is not in Tau Beta Sigma or Kappa Kappa Psi, who has demonstrated outstanding leadership ability. All of these applications can be found on the national website. If you need help finding them, please talk to me and I will help you find them. But it should be under the awards tab on the national website. Wow, Ro, really turning out. The baton is an award for an active member. It is someone who has been active at least within the past year, and it is the highest award that nationals give to an active sister. So think of someone really outstanding in your chapter, and that's a really good person to nominate. Any questions about award nominations, or wondering about how do I do this? What do I do? Ask me. Ask any of the district officers. On the NCD resource site, there is a guide to asking for letters of recommendation, for writing letters of recommendations. Like, that's all very, very helpful. And we have plenty of resources, and we're always happy to help you figure out awards. That is due by March 1st. That is not June 1st, that is March 1st. So please make sure you're getting those in. And as I said, that is 2 4th grader bands awards. That is 1 for a visual performer and 1 for a non-visual performer, someone an instrumentalist. So you can nominate color guard members for the visual performer, drum majors for the visual performer if they spin. I think most drum majors in college bands spin. I don't know, I'm just a Hoosier. And then, of course, instrumentalists can be nominated. Winners are presented. So Nate, when you fill out the awards applications, those get processed and then you send those, and you'll get sent when those applications have been processed and approved, and then it is up to your individual chapter to present them. Does that help? I'm going to give Nate a chance to respond in the chat while I unlock my phone. So yeah, those are due by March 1st. Oh, neat. Some drum majors don't spin. Thanks, Shelby. So I know you're all wondering what the district lyre piece is, because it's different now. There aren't 3 lyre pieces at National Convention. We spent a lot of time discussing this, and we decided that it was best to cut down on the amount of requirements for Focus on 5. And so now the lyre, instead of only one part of it being a district piece, the whole shebang is a district piece. So start planning for district convention, because the NCD lyre piece is seating a delegate at opening separate session at district convention. We are more than happy to help you plan for that. And really, you should start preparing now. Think about fundraising. Think about what you need to do to get a delegate to Bowling Green. We were so close to getting 100% delegates seated last year, and I would really, really love to see 100% this year. So that's focus on 5. I'm not going to really, unless you have super pressing questions about that, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because that's not super Build-A-Band. It is just one section of Build-A-Band that has a lot of resources out there already. But if you have questions, ask them in the chat, or you can email me later. I'm always available. Otherwise, we're going to move on to flutes. So flutes are another fairly easy section to get. That is by participating in the district social media challenge. There are lots of elements to the district social media challenge that have kind of changed, but for the purposes of Build-A-Band, it is just posting with the monthly hashtag on your chapter Instagram. That is the simplest kind of way to phrase it. So each month there is a different hashtag, and the minimum number to complete the section is 8. So for 8 months, you just have to put a post on your Instagram. It's easy. It's free. It's fun. It's funky. And it helps us see what chapters are doing and what chapters are really excelling at. And that helps us kind of be able to highlight our own chapters in the district and kind of see what you guys are all up to. Also, I think I see that 2 more people have joined the chat since I last mentioned it. So I'll remind you to put your name and chapter in the chat so that we can keep track of who's here for Build-A-Band purposes. Build that band. And also make sure that you're just participating and asking questions. That's what I'm here for. Gonna unlock my phone again. Gotta make sure. Cool. Chat is still fine. So clarinets. This is another social media based section. You need a minimum of 3 clarinets. However, this is more communications than social media. So your first option is to participate in an NCD social media takeover. Those signups have been sent out. You should have them in your emails. If you don't, talk to Michael. Michael has all that information. You can participate in a national social media takeover. That information is fairly available on the national social media. And then you can also submit an article to the podium. Podium article submissions for the winter fall podium have already closed. Those closed on December 1st. So hopefully, if you wanted to get that Build-A-Band piece, you did that. And submit a chapter highlight to the NCD newsletter. You can do that by emailing or messaging Katie Brink. And, your chapters are doing some really cool things, and we don't always know about them as a council. So if there's something super cool that your chapter is doing, if there's a big event you put on, a women in music speaker, a crescendo project, something unique to your chapter that you do every year, send those to us. We want to know. We want to highlight you and send those out in the monthly newsletters. So again, the minimum for those is 3. So in order to earn your clarinet section, the best section, make sure you're doing communications-based things. Gonna pause for questions because I know I talk really fast. Cool. Saxophones. We love them. Those are district events. We love district events. They're super fun, and there's a lot you can get out of them. So we want to make sure that you're getting credit for district events. Sorry, my brain stopped. But so saxophones are district events. The minimum amount of saxophones to earn your saxophone section is 7. That sounds like a lot. However, we have a lot of ways for you to earn those members, including ways to earn bonus members. Ooh. So obviously, membership education retreat and leadership conference have already happened. Those happened this fall. If you weren't able to attend, I'm sorry. The videos are still up on the YouTube page where you are right now. Wow. And you can go back and get a lot of really good content out of that. I would highly encourage making sure that even if you did go, that your chapters are watching these videos. And when we do district events, we also will always upload them at least within a week. Sometimes sooner, sometimes I don't think we've ever gone over a week. It just kind of depends on technology. Originally, the plan had been to live stream them. However, we have found that that can be fairly difficult just based on various campus Wi-Fis, and being on guest Wi-Fis, it can be tricky. So we have pretty much chosen to upload those after the event. So as long as you are participating in the videos at some point within about a week, I believe is what I've been working off of, leaving a comment with your name and chapter and a comment or a question, then you can get credit for that as well. If you bring a sister who has never been to a district event before, you will not only earn a Build-A-Band piece for going to that event, but you will actually be able to get two. One for going to the event and one for bringing someone who has never been to a district event before. We really want to incentivize more people coming to district events because a lot of times it's just going to that first one. I think a lot of us who have been to district events agree that once you go to that first one, you're like, ah, I get it. So, that's a really good opportunity not only to bring new sisters to district events, but to get to know sisters that maybe don't always go to all the things, that aren't the high achievers, that maybe are kind of towards the middle. My best experiences in Tau Beta Sigma, like some of them have been on car rides to district events. We love a road trip. That was a pun. So just remember that by attending those district events and by bringing someone who has never been to a district event before, that you can earn up to 2 saxophone players per event. Yes, thank you, Nate. You can also earn saxophone players. I think not a lot of people are realizing this, but if you visit another chapter for a football game or for a degree, and you post on your chapter Instagram using the hashtag NCD visits, I'll say it again, hashtag NCD visits, you can earn a saxophone player. We want you to visit other chapters. Visiting other chapters is fun, and we want to see that you're doing it and see what you're doing. It's lit, kids. And then you also have the option to host a joint event with another chapter in the NCD and post it using an Instagram photo and the hashtag NCD collab. Thank you, Shelby, for posting the hashtags in the chat. Hashtag NCD collab is the one for hosting a joint event with another chapter in the NCD. I have found that there are chapters that host joint events with chapters from other schools, and it goes really, really well. So if you're struggling maybe with planning your crescendo or coda event and there's a school reasonably nearby, talk to them about collaborating on it. More hands, more thoughts, more brains. That's a really, really good way to both of you participate in national programs or work on other projects in your area. Thank you, Shelby, for being the master of the hashtags. We love it. I know that was a lot, so please, if you have questions about saxophones, please put them in the chat. I am watching the chat as I am speaking, so don't worry about interrupting me. Please just ask those good questions. And I see we have more people. Wow, 10 whole people, y'all. I'm so proud. Amane asks, is the joint event with another Sigma chapter, or could it be with brothers? I would say that it depends on the event. Obviously, a joint event with brothers at your own school would not count for this. But if you're working on a joint event, say, with a chapter of brothers, I'm going to use, I think it's Ball State has a side chapter and not a Sigma chapter. Say IU were working with Ball State, then I would count that. But I would highly encourage working with other sisters just because this is kind of the TBS incentive program. And that kind of helps more and more people get that saxophone player. I hope that makes sense. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Nate. And thank you, Amane, for that question. It was a good one. A+. You get a gold star from me. And yeah. Are there other saxophone-related questions? Otherwise, I will unfortunately have to move on to the trumpets. Cool. It's trumpet time. Also, to those who have joined us, since I have said it the last time, make sure that you are posting your name and chapter in the chat. You can't get credit for Build-A-Band, the thing this is on, unless it's in the chat. So, yeah. Chat it up, y'all. So trumpets, these are opportunities. Oh, sax points. So you can only earn one. You can get a maximum of 2 points per event. So even if you bring all of the MCs to an event, you would still only earn 1 point, if that makes sense. Yeah, got you. And yes, it is Build Bandception. Thank you, Shelby. But good question, Nate. So trumpets are earned by participating in opportunities for continued education offered by your district and national councils. Wow. So the minimum for this is 2. And the first way you can do it is by doing, well, I'm going to skip to the second one because it seems more natural, by doing what you're doing right now. Wow. So you can earn a Build a Band piece for your chapter by coming on to these live streams and commenting and talking. Maybe, just maybe, you have something you would like to share with the district. Maybe there's something that you can present over one of these lovely live streams. Guess what? You can do that. Wow. And that's another way to earn a trumpet member. You can host a district CMES on the YouTube page. Nathan Grzenko was really, really great and did one just a couple of weeks ago on organization skills. So think about things that maybe you would like to present to the district, and we can help you put a CMES together so that you can participate in district education. You can talk to our very own Shelby McCamey about that. We love it. It's great. Ro, me doing this does not count. One of you has to do it. As much as I love y'all, I graduated. Another way you can earn a district, another way you can earn a trumpet. I was going to say you can earn a district event, but that's not how words work. Another way you can earn a trumpet is by attending Coffee with the Council. Now, we have not had these yet this year. We've been doing some restructuring as to how Coffee with the Council is actually going to work, because in previous years, it's not been particularly well attended. So we're doing a little bit of restructuring. We're doing 3 coffees with the council next semester. Yes, do it. Do a CMES. I reiterate what Shelby says. We are doing 3 coffees with the council next semester, each focused on a different part of our district theme, Forte. So we'll be doing one based on the theme of growth, empowerment, and evolution, because our district theme this year is Forte, grow, empower, evolve. It's cute. So those dates will be announced probably sometime over break, maybe at the beginning of the semester once we have finalized them. But there will only be 3. So you will only have 3 opportunities to get that point. And also 3 lovely opportunities to talk to your district council about growth and empowerment and evolution. We want to talk to you guys. We enjoy doing this. This is why we were elected, is to help all of you. So please come out to those. Those are super, super helpful. And I think we are going to be doing some really cool things. Mom V asked, is Coffee with the Council an in-person or live stream type thing? Coffee with the Council is a live stream thing. It is called Coffee with the Council because that's kind of just been a running joke in the NCD, the North Caffeine District. But that will be live streamed. So don't worry about trying to schedule an in-person kind of thing. Those are fully live streamed. And then another way to earn a trumpet is participating in the For Greater Knowledge podcast. For Greater Knowledge is the national podcast that Leslie Garton does, and she has been kind enough to put a secret word for the NCD in the episode description. Bye, BRBB sisters. Have fun at the basketball game. But so you can submit a secret word found in the episode description. You can do that just by emailing me or any of the district council members. So, but, listen to them. Those are important. They have a lot of really, really good, helpful things from nationals that is obviously kind of important to know. So make sure you're participating in that. Cool, it's time for the mellophones. So mellophones are awards applications. We love an award. We love recognizing our fellow sisters. Isn't that great? So these are for our district awards, and the minimum amount here is 4. So submit an application for Counselor Servant Leadership Award. That is for a senior member of your chapter who demonstrates qualities of servant leadership. The Kathy Stevens Award is for an alumni who has contributed to their chapter, who has not been active for 5 years. So someone who contributes heavily to your chapter that's an alumni that has not been an active member for 5 years. So it can't be someone who graduated last year. Reading band student conductor, we don't get a lot of applications for this. And I think it's a really, really cool opportunity for folks that want to conduct. I mean, some conducting experience is obviously required, but you don't have to be a music major to do it. So I would highly recommend having someone from your chapter apply to be a reading band student conductor. Obviously, there is the Outstanding Service Project Award that is awarded to a chapter with an outstanding service project that can be submitted jointly with your Kappa Kappa Psi chapter if you have one and you have a joint project that you want to submit. The same goes for special project assistance monies, which is SPAM. You can submit that separately or jointly if there's something you would like to jointly submit that for. And basically that is for a grant to do some kind of project in the future to get some funding for that. Then there is a new award this year, conceptualized by our lovely Shelby McCamey, and that is our Strength and Diversity Award. Reading band director is, Casey asks, is the reading band director thing for the NCDIB? No. NCDIB is our North Central District Intercollegiate Band. That is a separate thing from reading band. Reading band occurs during music block, and you go in and you sight read music with people at district convention. So those are two separate things. We'll get to music block actually in the next section, so stay tuned. So the Strength and Diversity Award, that is something that Shelby McCamey came up with as a new award this year to recognize a chapter that has put on some kind of recruitment event that emphasized diversity and inclusivity in their chapter to make sure that as many folks as possible are able to access the sisterhood. I have had this saying for those of you who attended my district workshop 2 years ago about accessibility, that if one person can't access the benefits of the sisterhood, that's one person too many. And that's something that we as a district council have really adopted. So we will be sending out, Shelby actually will be sending out the application, there's the word, the application for that to your chapter VPMs in the form of a reflection about your recruitment process and how you encourage diversity. So that will be coming out sometime next semester, and that will be awarded at district convention, as will all of these. These will all be awarded at district convention. And then there's the Future Leadership Award. This is an award that goes to someone who is someone who doesn't hold a named leadership position in your chapter, someone new, someone younger, who holds the potential to be a chapter president or district officer. This requires a letter of recommendation, and most of these, all of these, you can find the requirements on the NCD resources site under awards. But that is a way to recognize someone newer in your chapter who really has outstanding potential. You do not have to be your chapter's VPSP or VPP or vice president of service or president or what have you to submit for these awards. Obviously, talk to your chapters before submitting an application. Don't just yeet an OSPA application completely on your own without talking to anyone in your chapter first, because if you're a finalist, that involves a presentation, and you kind of don't want to spring that on your chapter. But If there is something you want to apply for, bring that to your chapter and say, hey, I will head up this awards application, especially if you're a chapter that doesn't always apply for awards. If there's something that you think would be, Row Life member and alumni Amy Warrington is causing some chaos in the chat. But if there's a project that, maybe your exec board, if you're not on exec, or, whoever would typically be in charge of awards isn't noticing, might be a great idea for OSPA, talk to them about it. Bring it up. Be like, hey, I think we should apply for OSPA. I want to see every chapter submit an OSPA application. I want to be drowning in applications come spring. Like, that, I would be thrilled if everybody submitted an awards application. As I said, all of these can be found on the district resource site. Basically anything can be found on the district resource site. I think Katie Brink might have put The Secret to Eternal Life somewhere hidden in one of those tabs. It's an incredible resource, and I really, really recommend using it anytime you're looking for any kind of resource regarding district and national things. So now we're going to move on to low brass. Low brass you can only earn at district convention through music block and music related things. So the minimum number here is 3, and you can earn this by 10% of your chapter's active membership submitting an application for the North Central District Intercollegiate Band. NCDIB is such a really cool opportunity. I got the chance to do it twice during my time as an active sister, and I highly, highly recommend doing it. Even if you think, there's always that sneaking suspicion, oh, I'm not good enough, just submit an application. What is the worst that can happen? Those applications have not yet opened, but they will be opening fairly soon. Participate in reading band, participate in jazz reading band, participate in auxiliary clinic, and have someone participate in anything but instruments band. Those are all really cool, really fun things that we do at district convention, and you just have to have people go. Just have people from your chapter do music block, and you'll get low brass members. Yeet! I'm also noticing that in Build-A-Band, I put the word trombones in the minimum amount section instead of low brass. That's because we combined all the low brass into one section this year, and I'm just now noticing that. Fun things you notice when you're reading things out loud. So those are all district convention opportunities to engage in music. We love it. And then our last section is percussion. Now, for the most part, almost all of our percussion opportunities have closed, but in order to get those, you could apply to be a Day of Sisterhood liaison for your state. Is there an application for the reading bands or anything but instrument bands? No! Anyone can do those. It's so fun. You just put on your convention registration that you would like to do one of those and go. It's for everyone. Yay. So applying to be a Day of Sisterhood liaison at your state was one way to earn a percussion member. That is an opportunity. Days of Sisterhood is expanding into Illinois. It will not just be Ohio or Indiana. For our Michigan friends, if you are interested in still applying to be a Day of Sisterhood liaison, send me an email. But that is an opportunity to earn a percussion member. You could have submitted a district event guest presenter application. That was sort of like doing a CMES, but just in person at a district event. Those applications have closed, and we're going to have some cool guest presenters, so even more reason to come to district events. And another thing that you can still do is present a leadership workshop CMEP, or present a leadership workshop to your chapter, or have your chapter do some kind of leadership workshop for your band. That is a really cool way to serve your band that we're trying to encourage. So that is another way to earn a percussion member. Again, the minimum for that is 2. And to verify that you've done that, you just have to send me pictures and, tell me about your event via email. And with that, we have gone through the entire Build-A-Band document in 35 minutes and 10 seconds. So I'm just going to kind of open it up for questions about Build-A-Band. It can be, okay, I still don't know what this is. Questions about specific sections, questions about specific things. Pretty much whatever. Ask me questions. It's what I'm here for. I'm going to do a dance so you don't know that I didn't freeze up. I'm giving people a chance to type. I really wish there were like little typing bubbles so that I could know. Oh, it's Amy Warrington asking, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Quite a bit, I would assume. And yes, Casey, it is dance time. If nobody has any questions, I'm more than willing to go ahead and wrap it up here. Oh, when is the magic date? That's a great question, Shelby, because as you said, a lot of things that are Build-A-Band related are due on the magic date. And we love the magic date, and I'm absolutely not stalling while I pull up my calendar. The magic date is Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. Wild that 2020 is coming, but it is Tuesday, February 18th. That is coming sooner than you think. Things like awards applications for district awards, those are due that day. NCDIB applications are typically due that day. Commitment forms for running for district office, those are due that day. The magic date is so important. Mark it in your calendars. Inscribe it on a rock. It's the magic date, and we love it. Any applications that are due that day will close at 11:59 Eastern Time. It is one day before Amy Warrington's birthday, in case you needed a way to remember it. Does anyone have other questions? I love to build that band. Closing questions in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming out and attending. I'm really glad that y'all, at least I hope, got something out of this. As always, if you have questions about Build-A-Band, ask myself, ask Katie, ask Michael, ask Shelby. What is my fave part of Build-A-Band? I like seeing what chapters are doing. I think that is a really cool way. I think there's some creative ways to fulfill Build-A-Band requirements, and it's a really great way to just kind of develop those activities and things in your chapters. And that's my favorite part of Build-A-Band. Cool. Well, as I was saying, thank you all for coming. This has been a really great CMES. I hope you all got something out of it. As always, I am available via many means of communication if you have any questions. And I hope you all have a great festive season. Goosiers, yay band. Bye!